What if I told you that one of history's most significant medical discoveries happened because a scientist forgot to clean up his lab before vacation? Stay until the end to discover how a messy desk saved hundreds of millions of lives. September 1928, Alexander Fleming returns to his laboratory at St. Mary's Hospital in London after a 2-week vacation. He's a bacteriologist studying Staphylococcus bacteria, and honestly, he's not the tidiest researcher. His colleagues joke about the chaos in his lab. Fleming starts cleaning up his workbench, examining the petri dishes he left out. Most are covered with bacteria, precisely what you'd expect. But one dish catches his eye. Something's wrong. Or rather, something's wonderfully right. There's a blob of mold growing in the dish, and around that mold, the bacteria are gone, dead, completely cleared away. It's like the mold created an invisible force field. Most scientists would toss the contaminated dish and move on. But Fleming pauses. He's curious. He's meticulous about the things that matter. And something in his gut tells him this accident might be significant. Fleming identifies the mold as belonging to the genus Penicillium. He starts experimenting, trying to understand what's happening. Can this mold kill other bacteria? How does it work? Can he isolate whatever's doing the killing? He discovers something extraordinary. This mold produces a substance that kills a wide range of dangerous bacteria: Staphylococcus, Streptococcus, and Pneumococcus. The bacteria that cause infections, pneumonia, and blood poisoning are all vulnerable to this mysterious mold juice. Fleming named it penicillin, but here's where the story gets interesting. He published his findings in 1929, and the scientific world basically shrugged. Nobody sees the potential. The substance is complex to produce, unstable, and challenging to purify. Fleming himself can't figure out how to manufacture it in proper quantities. For over a decade, penicillin has sat on the shelf. Fleming moves on to other research. The miracle cure that could save millions is gathering dust because nobody can figure out how to make it work practically. Then World War II changed everything. In Oxford, a team led by Florey and Ernst Boris Chain rediscovered Fleming's work. They're desperate. Soldiers are dying from infected wounds. They need antibiotics, and they need them now. Florey and Chain crack the production problem. They figure out how to purify penicillin and manufacture it in quantities that actually matter. The first human trials in 1941 are nothing short of miraculous. Patients dying from bacterial infections recover within days. By 1943, penicillin was being mass-produced for Allied troops. Infections that would have killed soldiers now respond to a simple injection. The death rate from bacterial pneumonia drops by 97%. Wounded soldiers who would have died from infected wounds survive and go home. After the war, penicillin became available to the public. It's called a wonder drug, and for good reason. Diseases that terrified humanity for thousands of years, scarlet fever, syphilis, and gangrene, suddenly became treatable. In 1945, Fleming, Florey, and Chain shared the Nobel Prize in Medicine. But Fleming never forgets the role of chance. In his acceptance speech, he talks about that messy petri dish and the moment of curiosity that changed medical history. Today, penicillin and the antibiotics it inspired have saved an estimated 200 million lives. 200 million people who lived because one scientist looked at a contaminated petri dish and asked why, instead of throwing it away. So what can we learn from a messy lab bench in 1928? Sometimes the most important discoveries come from paying attention to accidents, from being curious about the things that don't go according to plan. Fleming's genius wasn't just in the discovery. It was in noticing what others would have missed. It was in being curious enough to ask questions about contamination, instead of just cleaning it up and moving on. How many times do we dismiss the unexpected? How many accidents do we throw away without a second thought? Fleming teaches us that breakthroughs often hide in the places we're not looking, in the mistakes we're quick to discard. Have you ever had a mistake that turned into something amazing? A plan that went wrong but led somewhere better? Share your story in the comments below. The History Sparks community celebrates happy accidents and curious minds. If you love stories about curiosity changing the world, hit that subscribe button and join the History Sparks family. We're uncovering the unexpected moments that shaped humanity, one discovery at a time. Thanks for watching, and remember, sometimes the mess is where the magic happens.